how to trust your intuition and follow your inner compass. Now, have you ever felt torn between what your head is telling you and what your heart quietly knows? Maybe part of you knows that it's time to leave, change, say no, or say yes, but you keep doubting yourself. And the quiet voice inside of you, the one that nudges, not shouts, that's your intuition. And learning to trust it changes everything. So in this video, I'll talk about what intuition really is and what it's not, why we lose connection with it, and how to start listening to your inner compass with confidence. First part, what is intuition? What intuition is and what it's not. Your intuition isn't woo-woo, it's wisdom, embodied, energetic, and deeply human. Intuition is an inner sense of truth that goes beyond logic, a knowing that doesn't come from overthinking, a message from your body, energy, and higher awareness, not your fears and or conditioning. Intuition is not anxiety or catastrophic thoughts or thinking, or overthinking masked as gut instinct. Intuition is quiet but clear. Fear is loud and frantic, and when you slow down, you can tell the difference. And if you've ever followed that quiet inner nudge and it's turned out exactly to what you needed, then you know what I'm talking about. Why do we struggle to trust our intuition? If you've ever felt disconnected from your intuition, then you're not alone. You probably condition yourself to override it, knowingly or unknowingly, consciously or unconsciously. Here's why it happens. You've taught yourself most likely to seek external validation, consciously or unconsciously. And you can say from all the external sources, from our parents, from our teachers, from our partners, from social media, just our external world. And over time, you've learned to ask, what will they think? Instead of, what do I know or feel? And secondly, maybe you've been hurt before. So now you doubt your gut. Maybe you did follow your intuition and what you thought was your intuition once, and it led to pain. And what happened there? Was it really the voice of intuition? And I'll cover this in the next section in a bit more detail. But just because this happened, like it led to pain or something wrong happened, it doesn't mean it was actually wrong. Perhaps it led to growth. It's growth in disguise. And the third part is you've been too busy to hear it. When we're in constant motion, movement, busyness, the whispers of intuition gets drowned out. Intuition isn't missing or lacking or non-existent. It's always there. It's simply just waiting for you to pay attention, for you to tune in, for you to listen in. And 3 parts to start trusting your inner compass, your intuition. Part 1, to slow down so you can hear it, see it, feel it, receive it, the message. Intuition speaks in stillness. And start with conscious movement. So that's actually why in our body of work, there's so much focus. I put so much focus into conscious movement, which, is yoga for us. Because yoga is just this, I would say, perfect system of using the body to start to listen in, to feel in. Using deep breath, using conscious movement, start to tune in. And it starts to open up the faculties, so clear out what's in the way, and you can start to listen in and receive the messages. Intuition also speaks in silence, so perhaps going out into nature or doing introspective work, which is another part of what we do in deep transformational work. A question that might be useful is, what is my body trying to tell me right now? And this is where the yoga practice really helps. If you're moving in a conscious way, we're really starting to train ourselves to bypass the noise in the head and really start to listen in and to work out this distinction between the voice of fear and intuition, which I'll talk about more in a second. Second part, practice tiny acts of trust. So don't wait for big decisions, you can start small. If you feel a no in your body, what does that feel like? What is the sensations of no in your body? And if that's the case, listen to that, don't go. And if you feel a spark, then explore it, follow it, see where it takes you. And every time you act on intuition, you strengthen your inner trust muscle. You're teaching yourself to trust your guidance. But my question is, how do you know the distinction between the voice of fear and the voice of intuition? This is where this work, our inner work, comes in, I would say. It's in doing the work so that that which is not you, the voice that's not you, tends to drop away. All parts of the not you tend to fall away, and therefore what is left is you, or self with a capital S. That means you can start to receive the messages clearly and sometimes loudly, like that voice of intuition, our voice of inner guidance. And you're honing in this skill of discerning and creating this distinction between this voice of fear and a voice of guidance, a voice of intuition that's coming from within, a greater place within. So one part is the discernment, and then actually just knowing in confidence. So the more you start to practice this, one, you're clearing out that which is not you, and secondly, you're learning to listen to it and trust it. So therefore you build a confidence over time that you're being guided by this voice of intuition, not a voice of fear. And you learn how to trust it. So that's a practice as well. And that's the power of this work, put very briefly. What I call inner work, and in our body of work, is yoga, meditation, transformation, and healing work. And the third part, around trusting your inner compass, this is a bit more heady, but can be powerful. Going back and tracking what happens when you do listen, or when you have listened before. So you could say starting a proof list, or building yourself proof. Because the mind generally has a lot of proof on how things can't work, or how you're not good enough, or how it's not true. But you can actually build proof for it to be true. So note down the moments when you did trust your gut, and it led to alignment and ease and truth. And what actually happened there? How did it speak to you? How did the intuition speak to you? What were the sensations in the body? How did you receive the messages? How did you listen to it? Or did you listen to it? And what happened? And maybe you're not imagining it. Maybe you're just remembering how to listen. That's perhaps a process that you're going through. Or you're retraining yourself to listen to which voice. And you don't need to trust your intuition perfectly. You just need to be in relationship with it. So start fostering the relationship of trusting and listening to it. And if you're ready to go deeper, then we can talk about where this practice becomes embodied. Intuition is the compass of your soul, and reconnecting with it will change how you work, love, live, and lead. Inside Awaken, which is coming up in June, on 20th to 22nd of June, our 3-day live virtual program, we do this kind of work where you strip away the noise and rewire the fear patterns. You create space to hear your true voice, your voice of intuition again. And we do embodied practices and techniques that can help you discern your truth from your conditioning and the voice of fear. And you build real self-trust from inside out. And if you're watching this, you can just comment or DM the word Awaken, and I'll send you the link for the ultra early bird for this Awaken coming up on the 20th to the 22nd of June. And this is a space where your clarity returns, not because you're told what to do, but because you finally remember what you already know. And the closing reflection around this topic is your intuition is not a luxury, I don't believe. It's your guide, it's your protector, it's your truth. When you learn to trust it, even when it's inconvenient, you begin to live a life that feels aligned, peaceful, and powerful.